Hello again, welcome back to Orange Grove Fairgrounds. In today's video I'm working on the Fairgrounds entrance, some barracks buildings, and a gas station off to the far side of the town. I finally have made a decision on what this fairgrounds should be. I think I want it to be a old army base slash maybe airfield so that the fairgrounds can accompany or occupy this space when it's fairground time. I haven't decided the goals yet still. That's the most hardest thing for me in this round to do. So I've been thinking on doing some of a, I don't know, build a coaster in the back, or there is a coaster already existing on this map that you have to finish or somewhat improve. I haven't figured out how to put that in. I don't know how to do that just yet. I'm going to be experimenting maybe off video today or tomorrow, whatever. Here I'm just gonna do some parking lot stuff, so just grunt work and stuff like that, and make somewhat of a plaza area for the guests to come in. Yeah, very simple stuff, just getting an idea of flow. I had some difficulties working in this session. I wasn't really sure how an entrance would look like for a fairgrounds. I pulled a lot of inspirations from the fair that I attend every summer. That would be the Orange County Fair out here in California. I pulled a lot of inspirations and stuff like that. Probably why this map was called Orange Grove, because it's somewhat close to where I live, so it helped a lot pulling that inspiration. So yeah, testing out some different shapes, stuff like that. I cut out a whole section of entrance building because I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was confused to what I was doing, so I just kind of reinitiated myself and then restarted, and then I finally had this shape of an entrance. It's kind of very basic, generic, but it's an entrance. The little brick building that's off to the left-hand side is going to disappear. That did not keep that. That was not something I enjoyed making. I was trying to make some type of like off-site like ticket booth or another like visitor center or first aid office, but it didn't pan out. I might be doing that. See, with this map, I've been having issues on switching things mid-session. I keep doing that, and this map's coming to a point where this one's getting a little hard to complete. But hopefully I get the hang of it and complete this map as soon as I can, because I do want to get on some other projects that I've been thinking about. So I had an idea of putting out a giant orange prop in front of the entrance to showcase this is the Orange Grove Fairgrounds, so I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and it looks like an orange. Looks pretty cool. So yeah, off to building some streets with the normal rock structure. Here I'm going to build a barracks. That would be maybe a way to do a display hall for like contests or something during the fairgrounds. So I made one and I copied it like all over the map. So I only made a couple rows of these barracks to give you an idea of what you can build around, or you can build inside a barrack. You can do almost anything with the barracks. I don't know if I want to make them... No, I have to make them destroyable if you want to play in them. I could make them not destroyable and they become more of an obstacle. That could happen, but I don't think I'm going to. Because I've done that with maps before, like Whisper Windsport. I made all the clouds on that map non-destroyable. You cannot destroy them. You can go through them, because the scenery in this game have no boundaries or barriers, so you can do that. But I haven't decided fully on to make these non-destructible, so I'm probably going to leave them as they are, probably, come to think of it. So just doing some fine details, some windows, some doors, and a little porch in front, borders to give some definition, and then I copied this and called it a display hall. Yeah, I call it a display hall. Put that down, made a couple of them, so I made this little display area in the back near the the depot. I haven't covered the depot yet. I might be covering it the same style as the barracks buildings. We'll see. I haven't decided what to do yet. Sometimes I don't want to cover it. Sometimes it's a pain to cover that building in such an odd shape. Oh. I'm continuing just to put down borders onto this fake street or fake high road that's in the fairgrounds. So I used just the stone texture from the terrain tool. I didn't want to put down more scenery because I don't want scenery giving you a bonus in gameplay. I want to try to limit myself in the map where you play in. So that's why I made very, very basic looking buildings, stuff like that. I'm going to maybe put some cars and stuff in the parking lot later. As we jump forward, I'm going to work on the orange grove that's right next to town. So I decided to take I don't know what this tree is called, but it's the pink tree. I decided to put some little orange orbs in it to simulate their oranges. But the thing is, the trees kind of sway back and forth, so the oranges really don't do much. But I decided to make this orange grove pretty quickly. It took only maybe 10 minutes. So I just plopped down a whole bunch of trees. Yeah. I think it looks nice. Brings out some of the field. And the pain about deleting trees that had little things in it, they leave back all the little oranges, so I might only do this once. I don't know. I have another field on the other side of the tracks that is not occupied right now. I might make that something else. Maybe a strawberry field. That would be a good idea. So I need to figure something out how to make it look like strawberries. So yeah, just very basic orange grove. Just plop down a bunch. Looking good. Now off to build the little farmhouse off to the side. I had some inspirations from farmhouses here in California. We have some farmhouses that are on like a museum display and stuff like that. So this was a fun little build, I think. I enjoyed it quite a lot. This farmhouse is going to be a little bit bigger than a normal farmhouse that I would normally see. So I made it quite large for its size, but I think it pulled out some great details here and there. So if you have trouble having inspiration, I think pulling from real life is the best way to go. So I looked at tons of little pictures in here and there of your farmhouse, and it helped a lot building this little one here. So this was pretty good. So just finishing up walls, placing down where the roof should go, and then adding little details here and there. I didn't add a whole bunch of pillars, didn't really want to do that on every corner because that is a very tedious job on the build itself. I did some overhanging roofs for some more detailing. Anarchy really helps in this case because it just does. Anarchy is a good mod. So just finishing up the details, maybe some more windows on the top roof, stuff like that. So later on, as you can see, I will be back to the fairgrounds. I did change some things back there as well. Again, this session was just one of those days of I was very undecisive what to work on or what to do. So I hopefully should get back onto working on this map. I'm having some of a creator's block doing this one because this map I think is a little bit bigger than my previous creations. Actually, that's not true. No. Crocodile Jungle was a big map of mine, and that was difficult to work on too. Here you can see I'm going to try to build some type of tractor. At the end of the day, I'm okay with this tractor that I'm going to construct, but I might make it bigger because I think I made it way too small compared to the peep size. So I might change it again. So making little vehicles this small is kind of a pain, but it turned out okay, I think. I don't know, I'm still indecisive on this as well. Also, later on in this video, I'm going to build a gas station, as I said before, and the gas station is going to have a little bit of an Easter egg for Petroleum Mesa. So I had a suggestion in my comments section in my last video, and I had that idea for a little bit. Someone suggested I should have made that the billboard in town something to do with Petroleum Mesa, but I wanted a gas station more than ever because the gas station usually is at the end of a town in the back, so I did that. You'll see that later. I'm gonna do some I don't know, dirt path for the orange farm, so this tractor's been going back and forth working on the farm. As we cut through into a new section, this area got deleted because I decided to do something different. That circle shape orange is not going to stay because I thought I could make it like an orange decal or something on the asphalt. That did not stay. I decided not to. What you didn't see I cut that out, was I made a river that goes straight through town to give you something to work around or work through. Did some more grunt work with the parking lot, wanted to make some of the parking spaces. I kind of just jumped around again with this project, or this session. I just jumped around from project to project, jumped around, stuff like that. And I work on some of the, I don't know, what do you call these spaces that cars can't go, like drop-off areas? Yeah. I think that looks good. I just remembered I should, like, distone some of the street to make it look a little older than it is. In this entrance area, I wasn't really sure how this one should look, so I decided to go with this two berm side thing with trees, and then the streets complete themselves around. Yeah, I'm going to be building that visitor center where the brick staircases are, so that's where I'm going to start with. Is some type of visitor center that the guests can go to. It won't have anything in it when the game goes up or when I have goals enabled. You can use it if you want to. I don't want to try to dictate or tell a player where they can go, but I want to give you as much options as possible in where to build or what gives you inspiration. So that's why the majority of the scenery is outside, like the town gives you a whole bunch of inspiration on what to do. So, just more tree work, grunt work, stuff like that. Fixing up a street that I kind of left since like last session, so I needed to go finish that one. Later on, I'm going to work on the train station and make a new locomotive for the train track. I want to do that later on. There has been some different decisions on how to make this map different from my other maps in goal relations. I want to try, as I explained probably earlier, remember, I want the player to have a coaster available to them, like in the back, but it's like half built. There was a Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 campaign that's called Money Pit, and it was a dilapidated theme park that you had to build or to upgrade the park or to redo it, and there was a coaster in the back that you had the decision either to destroy it or to finish the segments that were cut. And I think I want to try to do that with a wooden coaster back. I haven't fully decided on if I really want to do that, but I think it would give something a player to do because it gives you two decisions of destroying it or actually paying money into it to make it work. I kind of did that with Fun World Amusement, where I locked a coaster behind a fence, and you would only receive it if you got a certain number of guests, like 300 was the goal. And then the fence would disappear, and then you would have that coaster to help you out in more money making. So maybe I might do this coaster idea in the back. The guest count in this scenario might be a little higher than normal, because it is a fairgrounds. The story of this land been fighting this back and forth in my head. I think I want to make it where it is almost fair season and you have been given the task to bring this fair up to theme park standards before something happens, or maybe somebody was trying to make it a theme park fairgrounds and they failed and you were given maybe scraps. So maybe I'm gonna put more than one ride in the back or something, or in the area. Maybe that's what I should do. Is it was a fairgrounds going to open, but the creator that was working on it pulled out, and you have to then now finish what they left. So that's what I might be doing then. That actually sounds good. So you'll probably see more iterations in other videos when I start working on the actual scenario part. I might not record that because that's just more very tedious work that's not really much entertaining to watch. So as I ramble, I forgot that I should be talking about this visitor center. So it's just a very simple visitor center where it's a very Victorian looking building, old school, old style, where it's just a very simple giant rectangle building with a nice looking, I don't know, call a grand staircase of brick. I'm gonna build a little clock tower on top, and finish it with some border details, stuff like that. I do want to get this scenario out as soon as possible because it is becoming more of a tedious job this round, but I'm trying to keep it in there to finish it up because I don't want this taking too long, because I have the play area finally decided and stuff like that, but I still need to play test it on my own time and see how beatable it is. I've beaten all my scenario maps, so I know them by heart at this point. So just doing some simple border details on the clock tower. Was deciding on making, well, I decided to make little windows on top. I kept with that. Finishing up maybe some floral for the round of the visitor center. Cypress tree is one of my favorite things to use. More flowers. Very just filling it up. Hopefully not making everything so empty, because you can't just leave it empty and it doesn't look as nice. I also don't want to put paths everywhere so that you have to follow those, so that's why I made majority of the streets out of the stone texture, so that maybe you have an idea you can follow if you want to, or not, you can just completely ignore them, which is totally fine. It's the same idea how I think Chinook airfield was designed, because the airfield is done by that same idea with the stone texture. Finishing up just actually doing some actual detail work on the river, because I just kind of made little square splotches of dirt just to cover up where I wanted the dirt to be, where the water is, and then just to do some work. Made some bridges that kind of don't connect, but it's an idea you can go across them. So yeah, not much going on here, just doing simple grunt work again. Yeah, I think the river kind of pulls the map together, because I think it was kind of strange to have nothing in there, or no obstacles kind of build around. River's not really that bad of an obstacle in this game, unless you make them like really deep or something. But also the fairgrounds won't have much mountains in it because it is a old army base. Come to think of it, I might be make some vehicles, maybe like a tank or maybe some jeeps on the map somewhere like that, to showcase that it is an army base. Because originally, the fairgrounds usually are on a land of some known large space. The fair here out in Orange County Fair, is an old air base, and so they made a new theater that looks like a hangar, so that they can do concerts and shows there. But it looks like an old hangar on purpose to give it a airfield feeling. So it looks like an airfield. So this might be a actual just simple army base barracks. So I decided to put some more barracks over here near the visitor center because I felt it was empty in this corner. because having just the visitor center by itself didn't make sense. And it just came to my thought that I might have to build some kind of restroom area nearby a restroom building with a restroom in it to maybe bring this area more together, because it's supposed to be a central area for you to. You come into the fairgrounds, you have your essential necessities, and then you go from there to the other attractions of the fairgrounds. So, yeah, I haven't. This session was very undecisive. I wasn't really into it. I was having fun doing some little things here and there, but I was having creative block. Again, if you have creative block going around like this, it's best to take a break, go find something else to do, play another game, read a book, watch TV, or go out, and you get inspirations while doing that, and that does help a lot. This little forest area in the back, I don't know why I put this in, but I think it was just kind of something to pull away from or attention from. I might add some little bit more forest plots here and there, but in other iterations of this, there was a parking lot across the street that you could build in, but I have decided not to do that. Right now I'm going to build that gas station that I wanted to do a while. I haven't built a gas station in a long time since I built one a long time ago. I built one for the workshop a long time ago called R&B gas station. So I haven't built a gas station in a while, so I think the town needed a gas station. Most towns that are small like this need a gas station. So on to making the actual awning for the gas station's pumps. Some orange trim following the color of Petroleum Mesa. Some little yellow caution poles for the pumps. Some small work on the gas station's convenience store, as I can say, yeah, convenience store. Some cars parked in the parking lot, and very basic, very fast gas station. Nothing much to it. So I'm gonna wrap up here, and we'll get on to the next video. We'll be working on a train station, a passenger locomotive, and maybe the actual work on this coaster idea I had before. So, well, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.